Hi everyone, it's Alexandra from Alexandra Plans, and I'm coming at you with a video dedicated to my June 2016 bullet journal setup. As you can see here, like I did in May, I decided to do a cover page again just to separate the months and to distinguish, from one month to the next. I found this quote on Pinterest dealing with the month of June. And it says, "And since all this loveliness cannot be heaven, I know in my heart it is June." And so I kind of went with this whole summery vibe, obviously, and I used my Tombow dual brush markers to get this kind of watercolor effect, and then I went over it with my Faber-Castell Pit Artist pen with all the calligraphy and for the little sailboat here. Okay, so this is my cover page. I love how it turned out. It's like it pops and it's bright and full of color. But let's flip back to the index real quick, like I do every month here. Okay, I had posted this on Instagram here right next to my index page, just Natasha Bedingfield quote from the song Unwritten. And I don't know why, how it dawned on me to even use it, but I'm like, oh my god, it's so fitting. So I had put it in, and I thought this was a very appropriate place for it, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. Okay, my index, okay, like I said last month, I was going to start color coding my index by month. So I mean, April I was in black because this is before I decided to do that. Then May it's in orange, and now for June it is in blue, a light blue. With all the pages that I have done so far that I'm going to show you today. Okay, so let's get to that. Also, you'll notice, as I mentioned in my supplies video, I use these repositionable post-it tabs, so I've moved them now for June to the next month, and I added one here up on the top so that I can reference my go-to pages a lot more quickly. Okay, so let's get to it. All right, here is my monthly for June. I decided to keep the same monthly layout that I had been doing in April and in May. I found that in May, and I'll go through that in the May flip through, I did refer to my goals a lot more. I think that I was getting started to get acclimated to the system. So I decided to keep it, and I added one more bullet point in my key here, and that is a dark green one for bills. I don't know why I didn't have one there to begin with. I felt like that should have been one of the first things, especially for a monthly view. So I added that in just so I know when my bills are due, and I started putting in goals for the month of June. And I went with, you'll notice in all of my pages, last month I did May flowers. June I decided to keep the month's summary, or the colors summary. And really quick, what I did in the month of May is I started to jot down bullet ideas for June. So I started putting in all of the pages that I needed to include, and I checked them off as I went, and things that I wanted to do. I was essentially planning for my planner, if you will. Planner's gonna plan. So I wrote down things I wanted to experiment with, things I wanted to try, inspirational Instagram accounts that dealt with that kind of style. And then I even put down little color swatches of color combos that I wanted to do for the month. And this one essentially won, the blue lilac and the purple. So that's the one that I went with. But I'm going to do this for every month because it kind of helps me get organized and thinking for the month ahead. So I liked this idea. This idea was from Log That Life on Instagram. So I decided to kind of tweak it to fit my needs. And I have to say, I love that I did this. And I'm going to do this now, I think, for every month. So this is kind of like the basis of where I started my ideas for the month of June. So that color scheme was the one that I went with. And for those of you that are interested, the Tombows that deal with, that reflect this theme, okay, as far as Tombow dual brush markers. Each one has a particular number. Okay, the blue is 452, the lilac is 623, and the purple that I used is 665. Okay, so this was the color combo that I went with for the month of June. And you'll notice, you'll see I have all of these little like white little stars that reflect all throughout. I used my Uniball Signo white gel pen, okay, to accomplish that, and it went over the Tombows beautifully, and I really liked this. It just gives an extra little something, you know, to the font and stuff, and to the lines and the separators for each of the pages. I have all of these linked below. Okay, if you do want, Amazon sells them in the pack, and from what I saw the other day, the Tombow shop, I guess, in Amazon only has the primary colors, and they have the bright pack, which is very similar to this jelly bean pack. The bright pack, though, I think it takes 1 to 4 months to arrive from what I saw on Amazon. My suggestion, and I think Amazon sells them individually. You can either go there to get the individual Tombows, or you could check out Blick's Art Supply. I'll have the link for that down below, because they do sell some of the packs. And they have sales every now and then as far as the Tombows go. But these were the colors that I used. For those of you that do have Tombows and you're curious, those were the 3 colors that I used. Okay. So that's the monthly. Then, because my future log for April, May, and June obviously now was finishing up, I had to think about the months ahead. So what I started to do is I implemented the Calendex system. It's still a work in progress. I'm not done with it yet. And basically, if you're not familiar with the Calendex system, it's a calendar and an index combined. Eddie Hope was the creator of the Calendex, and so basically I put down a key here: green for birthdays, pink for holidays, blue dealing with my son, orange is for personal. I put a dark blue for work because I am going back to work in September, so I needed to obviously now have a bullet point for that. Red is anything social media, Alexandra Plans related, and then obviously the $sign is payday. So I started filling in birthdays and holidays and things like that. And basically, if you have the event written down somewhere, it works as an index where in a little box, you'll write the page number that event falls on, so you know to look back onto that page and see what's going on that particular day. Okay, so that's the Calendex method. And then I also implemented the Alistair method, which is basically, I put now the last 6 months of 2016, and I feel like I'm gonna use this more, just I think knowing me and how I think, you know, but basically you put in a dot for the month that the event is in, and then you write down the date and what's happening during that month. And the great thing about this is it doesn't have to be in any particular order. Like, you don't have to have all July and all of August and then all of October. You can just kind of, however the events come to you and you're making appointments, you just jot them down and you fill in the corresponding month with a bullet point for what month that event takes place. So here, July, I have an appointment, I didn't write it down yet. October, I have a wedding to go to. And I mean, they could be months apart, but you could just list them as you go. And so I like that I put these side by side so I could refer to both. So that's as far as my future planning goes. I had to think ahead because I can't believe we're already halfway through the year. So that is what you see here. And as you can see, I carried out this color scheme all throughout with little stars and stuff. My currently page is all set up for what I'm currently reading, watching, and listening to for the month of June. Then I did my habit tracker a little differently. Let me just move this around a little bit here so I can get it in the whole shot. What I decided to do was, as opposed to having the habit tracker like I had last month, which was like this, I figured I would separate them out into different aspects of my life. So blue, I switched out the colors. I alternated them for design purposes. But blue here, I did health. So I combined health, taking my vitamin, and no ice cream in this column. Then I did anything personal. No spending, my gratitude, my meditation. If I'm reading anything, I'm going to track that. Housework, just to kind of keep tabs on how often I do things around the house. 15-minute clean, counter sink, vacuum, mop, dust, and cleaning the bathroom. Okay, and anything social media related with my blog, YouTube, Instagram, writing a post, and actually posting the blog entry over here. And then this is for challenges. I'm going to do Doodle With Us in June, and I might take on another challenge. And then the days of the month go this way. So I'm going to try this out and see how it works. I kind of like the whole tabs idea and stuff. So we're going to see how this works. I kind of like that everything is kind of compartmentalized so that I can really know where to go and all that. Also, as far as filling them in, and because I like to keep the color scheme here, I'm going to use these Stabilo 0.88 pens in the corresponding colors for my habit tracker. You know, I like to keep everything color coordinated, as you've noticed here. So those are going to accompany the Tombows that I'm using. Then I have my gratitude log. I kept it the same format, using the colors all throughout, so nothing's really changed there. Then here's, you really see, I really kind of carry this color scheme throughout. I have my June memories, and then I decided to do something differently with my time tracker. I did it for the whole month on one page. So instead of me writing the time tracker out for every weekly spread over and over and over again, I have it all in one page. And I think it'll be interesting at the end of June, looking at this at a glance. I can really see, like, okay, how I slept or if I was consistent in my routine. So I'm really excited to try this way out. It kind of got a little time consuming writing in the time tracker for every day. So now that I've done it all in one shot, this might have taken me 10 minutes to draw out all the lines, but I have it done, and it worked out beautifully with fitting everything in. I got my 30 days and the 24 hours, so it really worked out well, and I'm excited to try this out. Then we have Doodle With Us in June. Me and Christina from Christina77 Star are doing a Under the Sea challenge for doodles, and it's supposed to be one big comprehensive picture. So all the doodles will encompass a larger picture by the end of the month. Everything obviously dealing with Under the Sea. So we hope you'll join us for Doodle With Us in June. And we created a printable, which I found to be very time saving. So I printed it on a shipping label, and I stuck it in my bullet journal here, and so I am ready to go. And you'll notice that the lines are not very dark because it's going to be a larger picture by the end of the month. The lines are not as dark, but it gives me a guideline for obviously where to draw each prompt. And it's and for those of you that want to do it this way, but you want to draw it in yourself, we did 6x5 boxes here, so that we have all 30 days here. So I hope you'll join us. All of the information is on my blog at alexandraplans.com. So I hope you'll join us. And we were so blown away by the response for the Doodle With Us in May challenge that we're like, let's just do it again. It's just been so much fun. So, and we love to see what you guys come up with. So this is all set up for the month of June. So this was a time saver. It really was, having that printable. And you can download it on my blog at alexandraplans.com. Okay. And then last but not least, we have here, I started compiling a shopping wish list for things that I want, whether it's, for going back to school in September, or just crafting, or even clothes or anything. I just have a place to put that down. And then I have bullet ideas for July. So the page that I showed you earlier with June and things that I wanted to experiment with, color swatches and things like that, I already have a page for that for July. I can't believe we've been talking about July, but either way, and you'll see that I incorporated the whole color scheme with the little white stars throughout. And that is basically it for June as far as my setup goes. I'm really excited to try, you know, the new time tracker and my new habit tracker and see how that works out for me, and really implementing the future log and stuff like that. But that is basically it. If you have any questions on any of the supplies, I'll have them all linked down below, or anything else for that matter. I will be more than happy to answer those questions. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. And join us for Doodle with us in June. It'll be a lot of fun. Follow me on Instagram, and until next time, bye.